Yeah, that hits to Ryan's question. What does the running back room look like in the spring? And I think you have to understand that, okay, Miyan Williams was healthy enough to play in the bowl game. Do they really want to put him through a rigorous spring practice? My guess is his contact will be extremely limited. And Trey'Veyon Henderson, coming off of a foot surgery, I don't even know if he would be available. It seems to me he probably would not be for spring football either. So to let the healing process continue. So those Henderson, I doubt, I would assume is out, and Williams would be, uh, only partially available. Which really, again, it's spring football. Each of those guys in their third year, fourth year, it's really not that imperative. They understand the offense and everything else, but it could be a great spring for Dallin Hayden to continue his progression. Evan Pryor, to me, I would assume is probably still out, rehabbing and hoping to get back. Uh, that to me seemed like an 8-month type injury to me when it happened, and I don't think that gets him back for spring. And then Chip Trey'Veyon would probably be there. Not sure what the walk-on who played this year, the kid from up in Youngstown, what his status would be this year, but Hartrell, it sounds like would be there as well. So Caffey is the guy I couldn't think of, so whether he'd be available or not. But that gives you an idea of how limited they are at running back, at least for the spring. But, all things considered, they should have 5 bodies strong going into the fall. So to me, I think running back is going to be a position of great strength for Ohio State in 2023.
Steve, do you expect everybody to be back? I'm not trying to put you on a spot. Like those are a lot of guys to have back to keep. Now, not having if Henderson and Williams aren't full go, and I don't expect Henderson to be, and I don't know that you need Williams to be full go. Evan Pryor, like you said, will be about 7 to 8 months out of ACL injury, so he probably won't be full go. So I think that may be a positive for some guys because they're not in the way. But I think, like for Evan Pryor, he would probably prefer to be out there and showing them what he could do, and the coaches would probably also prefer that as well. But having just Dallin and Chip Trayanum going as the guys, I wonder if it's more likely to keep all 5 if 3 of them aren't full go, or if it's less likely to keep all 5 because you don't have somebody else showing what they can do. And like, does Evan Pryor, and again, I don't like pushing people out. I don't do that. But like, does Evan Pryor see what's happening with just Chip and Dallin and say, knowing that what's going to happen with Miyan and Trey'Veyon, like he sees these 2 guys getting all of the work and he's like, what is there for me? I think these are all things that Tony Alford is just constantly talking to his guys about, including a year ago, people thought Miyan Williams was going to leave. And we talked to Alfred maybe before the season or after this past spring. He's like, I had Miyan on lockdown. He wasn't going anywhere. Sounds like they had to get, Trey'Veyon Henderson locked in again. And so these conversations are always going on behind the scenes. I just wonder at what point, how many running backs is too many? And they want 5 and they like having 5, but liking and wanting, it doesn't always match up to reality.
I think Henderson and Williams will be there. I think that they understand kind of like Hunt and Chubb for the Browns. They are a dynamic 1-2 punch when they're both healthy. And one really didn't get in the way of the other. They complemented each other pretty well, I thought. So I can't imagine one of them leaving. As you said, Williams seems like he's ingrained in the program. For him not to have gone pro kind of spoke volumes. So I think those 2 will be back, and they're the 2 that matter the most. I mean, the rest of them are nice players, including Hayden, who I thought answered the bell tremendously against Maryland and Indiana at the end of the year, and even ran very hard against Georgia in the limited opportunities he got. They were gang tackling him and roughing him up, and he just kept coming back for more. So, I like Hayden. I think Hayden long-term could have a pretty high ceiling. Is it as high as Trey'Veyon Henderson's? I don't know. But I like everything I've seen out of Dallin Hayden so far. Let's just put it that way.
Peace Clan asking, why wouldn't Henderson or Williams be full go? Their injuries weren't catastrophic. We're just projecting. There was a foot surgery for Trey'Veyon, so do they want to push him? Miyan Williams, you know what you have. So is this the 2,000 rep club that Urban Meyer talked about, where you take it easy on a guy, because what are you going to get out of him? What are you going to get out of Miyan Williams in the spring that you don't already know you have, unless you just want to give the defense some work against him? So that's really all we're talking about.